There are some changes in life that no one can truly prepare for. Not even a king, especially when those changes involve your child. For King Felipe VI, one of the most emotional transformations may be happening right before his eyes. And it may be one he is still trying to process. The change of seeing his daughter, Princess Leonor, no longer as the little girl he once held close, but as the future Queen of Spain. It's a bittersweet kind of change. One filled with pride, but also loss. Because as Leonor steps closer to her destiny, Felipe may be realizing that childhood is truly gone. And nothing makes that easy. Watching time move faster than expected. For parents, time often feels strange. The early years feel endless. And then suddenly, they're gone. For Felipe, Leonor's childhood may feel like it disappeared in an instant. One day she was walking beside him, looking up at the world with curiosity. The next, she was standing before the nation with confidence. The transformation has been steady, but powerful, and like many parents, Felipe may still be catching up emotionally. Because sometimes the heart takes longer to adjust than reality. The shift from daughter to heir. There is a major difference between raising a daughter and preparing an heir. And Felipe has had to do both at the same time. That's not simple. As Leonor grows, the balance changes. Less innocence, more duty, less protection, more preparation. Felipe may still be processing that shift. Because every step Leonor takes toward becoming queen moves her further from the protected life she once had. And perhaps further from the father-daughter dynamic they once shared. That doesn't mean the bond weakens. It means it changes. And change, even beautiful change, can hurt. Seeing her in uniform, one of the strongest symbols of that change has been Leonor's military training. For Felipe, this may have been deeply emotional. He understands exactly what military life demands. Discipline, endurance, sacrifice. He once walked that road himself. But seeing Leonor in uniform may have hit differently. Because in that moment, she likely looked less like his daughter. And more like the future monarch. Stronger, older, more prepared. That image may have stayed with him. A reminder that the transition is real. And moving fast. The silence between proud moments. Felipe is not known for dramatic displays of emotion. His style has always been measured. Calm, controlled. But emotions don't disappear just because they're hidden. In fact, they often grow deeper. There may have been many moments where Felipe simply watched Leonor in silence. At ceremonies, during speeches, during military training, and in those quiet moments, perhaps he felt it most. Pride mixed with sadness, joy mixed with longing. That is what makes this change bittersweet. Because growth is beautiful, but it also means letting go. The realization that she needs him differently. When children are young, they need protection, guidance, comfort. But as they grow, those needs change. Leonor may still need Felipe. But differently now, not as someone to shield her, but as someone to advise her, to teach her, to prepare her. That shift can be difficult for any parent. For Felipe, it may be even harder because the stakes are so high. He knows what lies ahead for her. He knows the pressure of the crown. And he knows there will be moments he cannot fix for her. That may be one of the hardest things to accept. Understanding her future sacrifices. Perhaps part of Felipe's bittersweet feelings comes from knowing what Leonor will lose. He has lived royal life. He knows its costs. Privacy, freedom, normal choices, normal mistakes. Leonor's future will come with great honor, but also great sacrifice. Felipe likely sees that clearly. And maybe he wishes, even just for a moment, that he could give her a simpler path. But he can't, because this path is hers. And that reality may still weigh heavily on him. Queen Letizia feeling it too. Queen Letizia has likely felt this transition just as deeply. Together, she and Felipe have watched Leonor transform. Prepared her, protected her, encouraged her, and now they are both seeing her become more independent. For parents, this is always emotional. But in royal life, independence carries even greater meaning. Because Leonor's independence is directly tied to her future role. And that makes every milestone feel bigger. A father seeing strength and distance. There's something strange about watching someone grow stronger. It brings comfort, but it can also create distance. Not emotional distance, but the distance of independence. Felipe may be seeing that now. Leonor stands taller, speaks more confidently, carries herself differently, she looks ready. And while that must make him proud, it may also remind him that she is moving into a world where she will increasingly stand on her own. That's not easy to process. Even for a king, the emotional weight of legacy. Felipe is not only a father. He is part of a long royal legacy. And now that legacy is moving into the next generation. Leonor represents the future of the monarchy. That truth adds another layer to everything. Every moment between them now carries historical weight. Every lesson matters. Every decision shapes the future. That can make even simple moments feel emotional. Because Felipe knows this chapter will define both Leonor's life and Spain's. Accepting what cannot be stopped. Some changes in life cannot be slowed. They simply happen. Leonor will continue growing, continue learning, continue stepping closer to the crown. And Felipe will continue watching, supporting, guiding, loving, but he may still be processing the emotional reality of it all. That his little girl is becoming something far greater than he once imagined. Not because he doubted her, but because seeing it happen is different. It makes the future feel real. A bittersweet kind of pride. In the end, this change is not tragic. It is beautiful, necessary, powerful, but it is bittersweet, because it asks Felipe to celebrate what he is also quietly losing. The little moments, the simple closeness of childhood. The years when Leonor was just his daughter. Now she is still his daughter. But also Spain's future. And perhaps that is the change he may still be processing. Not because he isn't proud, but because pride and sadness can exist together. And sometimes, that is what love looks like. What do you think is the hardest part for Felipe as Leonor grows into her future role? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more emotional royal stories.